Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. There are a few things in my life that I've run into that, other than things from the Bible, that I am 1,000% sure work. Teaching the 7 baby steps that we teach here. The first one's save $1,000. The second one is get out of debt, everything but the house, using a debt snowball and gazelle intensity. As if you're running from a cheetah, the gazelle runs for its life. That's the intensity you use to get out of debt. You sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. You don't see the inside of a restaurant unless you're working there, and you're not going on vacation because you're a broke person in debt, and you are ears laid back running headlong straight into this, getting rid of it, baby. And we're going to leave it all on the field. That's baby step number 2. And then you go on to building an emergency fund, retirement plan, kids' college, pay off the house, and become very wealthy. Those are the 7 baby steps. And in essence, and you can find those everywhere. And the Total Money Makeover book is where we outline them. We've sold 12 million copies of that. 10 million people have been through Financial Peace University, where we teach those baby steps and how to implement them. So tens of millions, literally, of people, and there's tens of millions of you listening at this moment to this podcast on YouTube and on talk radio. So we know that easily 100 million people have done some stage or some process of the baby steps. Mm-hmm. And with varying degrees of success because of varying degrees of commitment and sacrifice, like you do with anything. So it's a proven thing. It's not a theory that comes out of a test tube. The debt snowball is probably what we've become best known for. Now, this is where you list all of your debts except your home, smallest to largest. You pay minimum payments on everything but the little one. You attack the little one with a vengeance. You squeeze every dollar, every drop out of your budget, and you throw it at the little one. You work extra, you sell stuff, you clean out a savings account all the way down to $1,000. You stop putting money in your 401k. You get term insurance and cash in your stupid whole life policy. You sell a car if it's too expensive. You do whatever you got to do, and you throw every dime at that smallest debt until it's gone. When that one's gone, you take the payment you used to pay there, and every dime you can squeeze out of everything else, and you put it on number 2. And when number 2's gone, the payment from number 1 and number 2 are freed up. The snowball rolls over again. It picks up more snow, and it attacks the third one. And you're doing this with just increasing levels of hope, increasing levels of sacrifice, increasing levels of passion. And every time the snowball rolls over and you get rid of another payment, that's that much more money freed up in your monthly budget to attack the next one down. And it's been unbelievably successful.
But Dave, I'm the person, because I know what they say in the comments. I see what people are asking. And the biggest 2 questions are this. Dave, I've got my debt listed. What if I have a debt that the interest rate is just killing me? Why would I put the lower one first? Why would I list them smallest to largest if it means me, having to pay this high interest loan for much longer? What about the math, Dave?
It's brain chemistry. A dopamine is released when you complete a task. There's a dopamine release. Mm-hmm. And it's called a feedback loop in psychology. And so when you have success at something, you're more likely to repeat the task.
That's right. And
the faster you have success, and the more often you have success, the more you've got a feedback loop, and the more the dopamine release is there. And in a spiritual realm, we would call this hope. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You start to believe it's going to work because it's working. And then you lean in that much more, and you lean in that much more, and you lean in that much more. And that's why this works, because no one sat down at their kitchen table and said, hey, let's go deeply in debt because that's a good idea. A series of behaviors put you into debt. And you don't fix a behavior problem with a math solution. Mm-hmm. You fix a behavior problem with a behavior solution. And the feedback loop, this positive feedback, I knocked out one. Yeah. I knocked out another one. Yeah. I knocked out another one. Whoa. And then you're down. You're beating on that student loan. You're beating on that big one. You're beating on that car. And yeah. And now you're starting to yell at your neighbors, think there's problems over there, because you're getting fired up because it's working. And that's the dopamine release. That's hope. That's you starting to believe. And when I first started, I paid off the little one. I wasn't so sure. And then the next one, well, maybe this will work. And then the next one, yeah, it's going to work. Mm-hmm. And the third one's like, ah. Mm-hmm. And then your broke friends start making fun of you and you want to punch them, And so this is why it works. And that's why the debt avalanche does not work.
That's right. Or consolidation, when people...
Exactly, because you don't change your habits.
That's right.
The debt avalanche is where you list it's mathematically correct. Well, honey, if we were doing math, we wouldn't have credit card debt. It's not a math problem. It's a stupid problem. That's what we have to fix, the stupid, not the math. And so the math is, we're going to list it highest interest rate to smallest interest rate because this interest rate's killing me. And here's the problem. While that sounds like it's mathematically correct, it's not. Because your math that you're using is very naive and you left variables out of the math formula. Here's a variable you left out of your math formula: probability of completion. If your probability of completion is 80 or 90% with a snowball, but the math is running against you, when net of probability of completion, it's going to beat the avalanche because the probability of completion is close to zero. Almost no one finishes that because there's no feedback loop, no dopamine release, no hope release, no sacrifice increase, no getting the spouse on board because this crap's starting to work. For the first time in my life, I'm telling money what to do instead of it telling me what to do. I am not relinquishing this control ever again. You start getting a little swagger, man, you're ready to go.
That's true.
And that's why this thing works. And why so many millions of people have gotten out of debt using the Ramsey system, which is just freaking common sense. But, you people that think your debt avalanche is mathematically superior, no, your math is naive and your formula is incomplete because you don't know what the flip you're doing. So Northwestern University did a study of the debt snowball versus the avalanche. And they concluded, because of probability of completion, that the snowball was far superior because if you quit and you don't get out of debt using the mathematically superior, which is not really mathematically superior, it doesn't work.
That's right.
So you don't get completion, you don't get to the goal. So, and then Time Magazine comes out and does a story on the Northwestern study, and they go, turns out Dave Ramsey was right. well, like we didn't already know that. We've got like millions of proof text here. We've got so much social proof on this that's unbelievable. We beat your research project into submission. So, good God, people, this is not that hard. Get your butt out of debt. Your number one wealth building tool is your income. And when you're giving it to stupid Bank of America, Lexus Motor Credit, and MasterCard, who's your master of your life, and you wonder why you work so hard and I make $100,000 a year and I got nothing, it's because you're giving it all to these stupid banks. And you've got to get back control of your life. You work too hard to be broke, people. You need to retain control of your life. This is so empowering.
It is. So, Dave, get a little bit more tactical because we know, okay, we're listening to smallest to largest. Okay, Dave, I will do the debt snowball method, but where do cars fit into that? You're telling people all the time to sell their car. That's not my smallest debt. Do I do it first? Do I wait until I get to that on the debt snowball? When do I sell my car?
The rule is if you can pay the car off and all the other debt within 2 years, not counting your house, and you like the car, keep it in the debt snowball and pay it off. But if the car is keeping you from making it out in 2 years, if it's one of the reasons, okay?
Yeah.
But if you got a $5,000 car and a $200,000 student loan, the car is not your problem.
That's right.
But you got a $70,000 car and a $6,000 student loan,
you got issues,
and you can't make it out in 2 years. Well, it's the car. Stupid.
Yeah.
So get rid of the dumb car. So can you get rid of the thing and do you like it? Well, I hate it. Well, get rid of it anyway then. It's not, you get rid of it even if you weren't broke because you don't like the stupid thing. But I love the car and I can pay it off and all of my other debts with the money I have in savings and the money I can earn and using the debt snowball during a 2-year period of time, then keep the car. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And the only exception would be the IRS. That's the only thing that jumps to the top of the list. Fair?
And child support.
Child support. Yep.
Anything like that goes to the front of the list because they're going to come get it anyway.
That's right.
And child support, you take care of babies before you do any of this. Shut up. But the IRS is going to get their pound of flesh, so you need to put them at the front and get rid of them as soon as possible. They have collection abilities nobody else has. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.